We're back.
Episode 21.
I love it, Corey. How you doing today?
Good. I'm excited to be on here and chat, get to see what's going on with folks who are watching. How are you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. It's Thursday the 24th. It's episode 21 of Corey and MC Live. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us again. We have an absolutely huge show today with tons to cover. So we're going to get into it really quickly here. But I just wanted to give a shout out once again to OMW and Josh, our mods in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. Every week they're in here helping out, having a great time with you guys, and also doing the giveaways. So if you're in the crowd and you're having fun and you're chatting and you're like making comments and stuff, 2 of you will win a random giveaway today and you guys will be contacted. And it's been a lot of fun. And so thanks so much to you guys. But Corey, I know you were just saying to me, you're burning some of the midnight oil. Are we not working on a ton of stuff right now or what?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's all good though. It's like really, obviously we've got Star Wars month coming and a bunch of different features releasing. So yeah, my team has been super busy trying to make sure that we get everything packaged that's important to all of you watching, so you know what the heck's going on. But yeah, it's a good time to be busy, and it's good stuff to be busy on. So awesome. Yeah,
for sure. Speaking of busy, the Real Uncommon Podcast Media Group is here, and they're busy doing crazy content all across all week, every week. Hey, guys, how you doing? And of course, there's D is there as well, and we got everybody in the house. We got Phil is here. We got Mint, who was live this morning covering our comic drop, which is cool. Thanks for showing up today, too, as well. We got tons of people here. VP Walls in the house. So many people. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out today. We're going to get right into this because we have, like I said, a lot to cover today. And man, we got such exciting stuff was announced last week. And we can't tell you everything, but we might get into a few things. So let's get right into this right now. There we go. We got the VeVe Feed contest once again. As you know, every week we've been doing this, and it's been a ton of fun. Thank you so much to everybody who is contributing and making really cool artwork and putting in the VeVe Feed. And thanks so much to our internal mods as well, who are just, scouring the VeVe Feed, grabbing random people's awesome images. And of course, we have another 12 selected as well, right on the X page. And you can go vote now. And 2 of the voters are going to win. And 2 of the top picks are going to win as well, if you, decide who you like. But make sure that you celebrate everybody. That's the whole point of this, is that we want everybody's names on there so you can actually see who's doing things. And we want to celebrate everybody. And you can just pick your favorites for fun. It's a fun competition. That's what it is. But Corey, there's some good ones again.
For a split second, I thought that chick cow Tom was an actual house for like a millisecond. And I was like, oh, okay, it's the up house. It's so cool.
Like who lives there, right? Like, yeah, it looks so real in that photo. That's actually a really good one.
It looks really good, yeah.
I love that one right there. You can see if you go onto our X post, you can see up close everybody. I'm putting them in this way for this week because we have so much to cover. But that's the up house, and then look, Uliette has got the biker scout, which is we got Star Wars coming up here pretty quick. Core. We're gonna talk about that later, everybody. Don't you worry.
Let's see if I don't get myself in trouble, right?
Oh yeah, you might. Yeah, and we. No spoilers today, but just, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's a really great little biker scout right there. Nice. And then Cosmic Disarray right here, of course, with the new Wilson right there. We like to call him from the movie.
Balls.
Did anyone go back and watch Castaway because of this? I know I was really tempted. You didn't, Corey? You didn't carve out some time from your busy schedule?
I always remember the scene where he knocks his own tooth out. That's like the scene that always sticks with me, because I just imagine how bad that would be to have to remove your own.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah, but I guess when you get to that point, you're gonna have to. Look, Kid Arcade's in the house. How you doing, Kid Arcade? Great to see you today. Thanks for coming out. Great content as always, for sure. Ed Og is right there with a nice kingpin. And look, he's really got the Daredevil in his grasp right there. So I actually watched that series, the second, I think it's the second season, right?
No spoilers. I haven't got to watch any of it yet.
I got to see it
this weekend.
I'm watching Andor, though. I haven't seen the 3rd episode, but I've watched the first 2 episodes of Andor. So that's pretty fun. Let's scroll down and do some more. We got D-Lo 305. Look at that awesome look at just so much going on right here with the posters and everything in there. That's a really beautiful one right there. Look at that. If you guys see it, just lean in close like we are, and you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And then 8 right there with the Stargate, and look who's coming through with the 2 VeVe hearts in his hand. That is hilarious right there. We got minted drop right here, a nice one as well. And that's the what's that that collectible called right there? That's the one where you're I always forget the name of that one, but it's the one where you're like
improved, something made.
Self-made. It's self-made, right? Yeah. That one's so cool. People love that one a lot.
That's one of Dan's favorite collectibles on the platform.
That's
why it's always in all of his. Anytime he's showing off his VeVeverse space,
he
usually has that huge, like as a centerpiece.
Actually, that's true. I noticed that. That's true. And Dan was just on with the Collectors Hub. With the Builder Show. We'll talk about that shortly as well here. But very cool. And then Fanch right here has got look at all the stuff going on in here. Tons of look at the little ticket in the mouth of the golden is it the golden kaiju or kaiju? Yeah, that's what you call it right there, right in the mouth. And then look down here. You got the little all the gold
likes
stuff
gold.
Exactly. Then we got NTTX. Look at this amazing collage right here of just so many characters. That must have taken some time. You gotta love that for sure. Chombo Fett always coming in with the heat. Look at this one right here. We got the Stormtroopers protecting, and it looks like a Blackpink concert going on there, which is pretty awesome. The creativity is just amazing.
I'm just saying that, they would get bodied by that audience. There's some pretty tough audience members in there. I've not seen Stormtroopers perform to a level where I would trust them for that sort of high-level K-pop security. So I don't know. I don't know. I love it, Chombo Fett, but suspending my disbelief is hard. It's hard.
He might have to upgrade security to some elite troopers.
Yeah, that would be handy.
That might be handy for sure, right? Jeffro73 with an awesome little look at all the lightsabers going on here with the Star Wars posters in the background. Everyone's chomping it up. You got to love that
lighting display in the history of Evolved.
Yeah, look at it all the way up there, right? You got to be careful with those lights. And then
clearly
Garnet
has no kids.
What's that? Yeah,
clearly has no kids.
Yeah, safety factor is at high alert there. Garnet 21K right here with the Batman collage right there with tons of Batman right there, and of course the famous bat signal, which is one of my favorites on the platform as well. Of course. Call back to our good friend, of course, Silicon right there, who helped conceive that drop, put the numbers together. So we love him and everything. And that's just such a beautiful logo right there up at the top. It just frames everything, right? It's so awesome. So everybody, make sure you go and vote on our X page and have some fun and share the ones that your favorites. Vote for one that you think might be the best, but also share the other ones that you like as well. Spread it around. We're just trying to make sure that everybody gets a lot of fun right here and gets a little bit of a shout out for their awesome, fun, hard work. Right now, I wanted to also shout out because you mentioned Dan as well with one of his favorite collectibles in the VeVeverse. If you go to the Collectors Hub, which with the host Mainzy, of course, and he had some co-hosts as well, which they did an amazing job in the Builders Assemble episode 10 yesterday, which VeVe supported, and it was with a special interview with co-founder and this is from this David Yu interview. Let's scroll down to his Dan right here interview. This is the one we want right here. Co-founder Dan Carruthers was there, and he had an amazing conversation, talked about the VeVeverse, took questions from the audience. He had Collectors Gone Digital came up. You had a bunch of other people come up and ask questions and all sorts of cool stuff. It was actually an amazing interview. Did you get a chance to hear a little bit of it, Corey? Or I know, but
I can't say, I don't know if he mentioned it in that interview, but we'll be releasing a VeVeverse mobile app update video here either at the end of this week or early next week. Dan and I have already recorded that, and that's just going to give you all some information on where we are with the VeVeverse mobile app and all that good stuff.
That's great to know. See, there you go, guys. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be super exciting. They did talk about the mobile app in there. They actually talked about a ton of different things. It's well worth a listen. It's recorded. You can go in there, share it out, listen to the whole thing. It's a great conversation. And a big shout out to Mainzy and the Builders Assemble and the Collectors Hub and everybody that participated in putting that together. It's just great info for the community, and we love it. So Let's move on to the next one. We had another, and I'm not sure if a lot of people saw this one, but we posted it out. But Crypto News, if you go to cryptonews.com right here, we also retweeted this as well. But Mr. Ben Rose has a full interview on this website right here with this Crypto News, and it is a really great interview. Chock-a-block full of all sorts of stuff about VeVe, and it's getting a lot of attention, which is great. This came actually out on the 18th. So make sure you check out that article right there. You can read all about it, and they cover all sorts of stuff, which is really great. And it's really cool to see, Corey, these kind of like interviews going outside the community and kind of spreading around. I know that the team internally is like working hard on, getting the word out, amongst like on, all sorts of places like media outlets and stuff. So this is a really good article right here. You can see actually, if you scroll down, it goes quite far. They get into a lot of different stuff about VeVe, about our future, about our past. There's you right there. I wanted to show you. You're in the video.
I saw this comment from O'Milly. Dan said the mobile app video would drop today on this show.
No.
As the head of content, he should have consulted with me first. But if all goes well, we should have it by end of week. I don't know if we'll have it just today, but mark your calendars for that.
We'll see what happens with that. And by the way, with O'Milly right there, I know tomorrow we're going to talk about this in a little bit, because we're going to talk about the Stackr announcement. If you're just joining us, we're going to talk about the Star Wars stuff. We're going to talk about the as much as we can talk about the challenge features, of course, the comic sets. We're going to get into all that stuff, you guys. But I know that O'Milly is going to be hosting a space tomorrow with our community manager of Acomi, Foster, and they're going to be talking about the Stackr and that whole announcement, and that's going to be tomorrow. So we'll cover some of it today in the blog, but that's where you're going to want to go tomorrow for all the info. But that'll be all posted out. O'Milly, let us know when that post is ready, and we'll make sure that it gets in front of everybody, because that's going to be an important one. But check this out right here. You can see that this is a great article by Ben. You can check it out. It's on our X page, and just go to cryptonews.com for the full thing. Let's get into this. We got a level 100. Hey. We got 2, actually, that we made announcements on. I know.
Congrats. That's wild.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's Charles right here, Charles Delgado, one of our favorite and best, and one of the most coolest guys you ever met. And big congrats right there. So if you saw this post, make sure you interact with it. Give him a congrats. It's such an achievement to reach level 100. And there is a little David Yu thing that happened as a result of this too, which you guys are going to be excited about, that I'll show you. A post. Did you see his post, Corey?
Did he post? Is it all the cases with the placards?
Yeah, there's a little teaser.
Okay, cool.
Because they're working hard in the background. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's the first one right there. So make sure you interact with that. That's on our X page, and of course on their own profile as well. You can always follow. And then of course we also have VeVe NFT Comics also hit the prestigious level 100 mark. Another celebratory post. Yeah.
I wonder how many comics VeVe NFT Comics has. I've got a feeling it's probably a lot.
Probably a decent amount. But that's really great. So both of them really, so make sure you share the love there. And we really appreciate, of course, anyone who hits that level. And, there's the groups on Discord. There's some private groups. There's people all getting together. But we are working on some stuff behind the scenes. And right here, David, as a result of that, posted just a little teaser. Now, if you don't know, if you weren't at New York Comic Con, you may not have seen these beautiful level 100 redemption rewards apps. They're all unique to each person, so they're customized. They're absolutely amazing. If you actually go back to our posts of people getting them at the event, that was amazing. But you can see that he's working on it. He says right here, check it out. Congrats. I'm currently reviewing the next batch of level 100 trophies in production. So these are
bomb-proof cases, bulletproof, radiation-proof, CBR tested, post-apocalyptic, level 100 carrying cases. The case is worth more than anything else. No, I'm just kidding, but it is really nice, right? It was cool. What was it? New York Comic-Con, last one?
Yeah, that's when we saw them first revealed, and some people who were there. Yeah, and the ones that they're supposed to be sent out to people. So just stay tuned on that. I know in Discord they're trying to communicate. There's Mr. MC1 in the house, who is so, critical and so, involved with like helping out with the level 100s. Thank you so much for everything you do for the level 100s and for the community. So if you have questions there, make sure you just let us know in the VeVe team, and we'll get you going and make sure that those level 100s get those. But that's just a little thing I wanted to show you guys, because that's pretty exciting. Moving on to the next thing right here. Now, You may have seen the post that we just put out, everybody, about the London Comic-Con. Now, you did see the announcement last week that we unfortunately put out that we're not able to attend. And we got a lot of community reaction from that. And believe me, the team is fully listening and, fully like taking all of that in. And, of course, we want to be there. You can see the post right here that we put out. So, but we did put another post out today. And we won't be there officially, as we've said right there. But if you actually go to the new post that we put out, check this out. I want to read this for everybody so you can see. I'll zoom in right here. It's already starting to get some reaction. This got put out just before our live stream. So if you bear with me, Corey, for a second, I'll just read this out to everybody.
Do it. Do your thing, bud.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, VeVe fam, we want to take a moment to sincerely thank every one of you who had plans. Believe me, we're well aware of everyone's plans for sure. Or just excited around the MCM ComicCon. We know how much these events mean, and not just for collecting, but for connecting. For many of our community, it's an opportunity to meet in person after years of building friendships online. Corey, I mean, we know what that's all about. We attend the events and work them, and they're very special. And of course, VeVe wants to be at every one of them if they can. While VeVe won't have an official presence at MCM this year, we're excited to share some good news. VeVe co-founder and CEO David Yu will be traveling to the UK at the end of May. He's looking forward to connecting face-to-face, hearing your stories, celebrating everything that makes VeVe community so special. We're exploring opportunities for community meetups and other ways to make this event one to remember. So thanks for continuing to believe in us, even when plans evolve as they do from time to time. And of course, we're fully, aware of how everyone's feeling about that. And, it's unfortunate for sure, but you are the heart of VeVe, and we can't wait to bring more of that connection to life. Stay tuned for details soon. So stay tuned, like I said, for details about what they're planning with David coming around that exact time. And I know, Corey, it's super special to be together with everybody in the family. I know some of the best moments we've had are at the events, right? So for sure. Yeah, 100%. So stay tuned for that, everybody. But we wanted to recognize that and let everybody know that we hear you for sure. The team hears you. Let's get to this next one right here. We got to talk about an anniversary, Corey. Before we get to the big stuff, we got to go through some of this fun stuff. Amazing Spider-Man 129 came 2 years ago today. Jeez. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
The first appearance of the Punisher, and we put a post out, so share your experiences around that. This was a great one. I remember when this one came out, Corey. It seems like yesterday, though, doesn't it? It's wild.
This is sort of a behind the scenes kind of thing, and definitely not disparaging Marvel or in any kind of way, but this was a comic that I had up on my shelf for videos, and they were like, you can't have that comic on the shelf because it depicts a gun firing. so I took it off my shelf to do comic videos, and then we release it as a digital comic, and I was like, what? Can I put it back on my shelf? Because it's like it's one of those classic Spider-Man covers. You know what I mean? It's so good.
It's so awesome. It's been
it's weird too. He has a real gun on the cover, but like inside of the comic, it's like a red gun. It almost looks like if any of you have done any like military or police, like close quarters battle type stuff, use red guns, like red plastic guns. Okay. That's what it looks like he has inside of the comic. It's really funny.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I have to open that one up and have a look at it again. I love, by the way, the exclusive art we have on this one. That looks just like the cover too in a lot of ways. Like remember, like if you look at Amazing Fantasy, it's another comp. Like it looks like the cover, like the Hulk one looks like the original. And of course we have some of these that like take that beautiful art that everyone like is so iconic. And then I also love the ones that are completely unique as well because you can only get them here, right? But it's a very cool drop.
The red gun's right there on the secret rare, actually.
Oh, there it is. Good call on that one for sure. I don't have the secret rare of this one though, but I got myself a nice, I think 3-digit common, and I think I may have the rare or the ultra rare. But it makes me want to go back and grab the whole set now that comic sets are out. It'd be a good set to have, right? So go to our post, everybody, and check it out. It's the anniversary. Share your thoughts and your experiences from that time and the ones you have, and it's a really cool post we got out. Let's go on to the Marvel Comics releases this week, Corey, on VeVe Comics, and we have some good ones, of course, as we all lead up to the big movies and what MCU is planning and what Marvel's planning. It's always really fascinating to see these comics come out. I picked up a couple this week too, and actually I don't think the one that I picked up was featured, It's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, you know, from the animated show. I picked up that one. But check this out. One World Under Doom #3. Another, like, all this Doom stuff is getting me so pumped for the summer. It's going to be awesome, right? So there's that one that we featured this week from Marvel. And then, of course, we had Predator versus Spider-Man #1. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the 5 cover variants on this one, but all of them are just absolutely awesome. I actually think that the common is my favorite. I mean, look at the art on that. It's so incredible. Predator
Really
versus
nice.
Spider-Man, like,
if anyone of my content team is watching, I just want to give a shout out to them. Really love these new motion graphics that they've rolled out. Looks a lot better. I like how we're displaying comics. What do you all think in chat? Is this a better way to show off a lot of comics really fast as opposed to a whole list?
oh, it's nice. I love it. I personally love it. I can answer you right now just for me. because it's so
because we
cool.
were doing just all of the text names like in a big block, and I was just like, we got to make this look better. Got to show these off in a cooler way. Because the cool thing about comics, obviously, is the cover and the interior.
Yeah, there you go. Look, Dub approves.
He's got to. He's mod. Like, I'm just kidding, Dub. I love you.
Dub gives us some good feedback too. It's awesome. Look, we got Amazing Spider-Man #2. I love this cover right here. It's so awesome. I grabbed one of those as well, just personally, and I'm really liking that new storyline. I mean, anytime they relaunch, it's always fun to see what they're going to do. And then Magic #4. I mean, this is a really cool cover as well, and a really cool series that's coming out. So check out those 4 right there. Were the Marvel comics. Then we also had, of course, our Dynamite releases. Sherlock Holmes, Year 1, Issue 1, really classic story. I don't know if you like the Sherlock movies, but I actually really like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies. I like them, the Guy Ritchie ones. They're fun. But I also really loved the Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah,
that's my jam. So
that was so good. And when I was a kid, I used to watch there was the famous one that was also like I can't remember the name of the actor, but I think most people remember that Sherlock Holmes from like the 80s. He was like, I used to watch that as a kid too. So it's a really cool comic series that's come out right here. And you can check that out. Those are our Dynamite ones. And then Elvira, of course, is back. Let me just back up a little bit here. We don't want to miss the Elvira. Let me just back up right here. Hold on.
You can't do it.
Hit play. There we go. Hold on. Let's go. Okay, I'll have to redo it. But little technical difficulty right there, everybody. The Greatest Adventure, we'll go back to Elvira in just a second. Greatest Adventure #4, another cool series right there, has launched as well. And
that's ERB. That's the same publisher as our Tarzan comics.
Is it really?
Bros. Yeah.
See, I did not know that. Thanks so much, Corey. Did you hear that, everybody? That's cool. The Tarzan stuff, if you look at the comic sets, it's really interesting how those are doing. Because those are really fun sets to grab, right? If you're looking at MCP. But here's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Spring Special one-shot #1. You got to absolutely love it. And look at that. This is going to be a real fun one when it comes to October and what people do and put it in their vaults and stuff like that, Super fun. I think we missed one right there. Yeah, it's the Alice in Wonderland, the complete Alice in Wonderland #3, and another really cool story. So those are all coming out for Dynamite Comics right now. And then, of course, we have 2 new ones right here. 2 new series, but multiple of each. Vampire State Building from the artists of The Walking Dead. This is for Ablaze. This drops today. And I believe there's 4 issues in this one. There's 4 issues of this one. Super, if you guys want some really great, like, horror type comic art. Yeah.
Nice.
Really cool. Right. That one's coming out. And that's dropping today, actually, on VeVe Comics right here as we celebrate our Blaze publishers. And then this one, Sacred right there, on #1. This is a really cool story as well. It's like the art is really fun and interesting. And you can check it out. I believe there's 7 issues of this one. So you can get the whole storyline all together right there. And so those are dropping as well today.
Nice.
So there you go. Yeah, for sure. Now, speaking of comic sets, we're just moving along, right? We have so much to cover, guys. We're just going through all the little announcements right here. And then we'll get to some of the big stuff.
We should make this like an hour-and-a-half show or something, because we do have to speed through it because there is a lot in a week to cover.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we're just trying to give everybody the heads up about stuff. Next week's going to be interesting too, because we'll have a lot of new information out. And so make sure you tune into next week. We'll break some stuff down. But comic sets are live, of course. That came out, I believe just over a week ago or so. And, people are reacting to it. Let us know, what you think about the comic sets. I know, Corey, that we're working on your team's working on some graphics about like points
MCP points and all that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see comic sets. I will say from a personal perspective, and you've been involved with this, we have been lobbying for comic sets for a very long time because I collect, obviously, collectibles. I have a lot of collectibles, but I have way more comics. Yeah. And there just never has been a reason for me to want to get every variant of a comic without there being a set completion bonus. I've always felt as a primary comic collector on VeVe that we couldn't have the comics in the showrooms. Well, now you can have it in the VeVeverse. There's some solutions to that, but it's just like, can we give comics a little bit more love? So I'm so stoked for comic sets. I think it's a step in the right direction. Now there's a reason to grab all the covers. I'm really happy for it.
Yeah, me too. I know that it's been internal for a long time and the team's worked hard on it. It's not as easy as we thought, right? It takes a lot of like different setups. And like I said, if you get a comic book set, I believe the points are, we'll confirm on the points, but it's a really good amount of points you get because you factor in all the variants and their individual points, then the set bonus. And then of course there's the completion bonus too. Yeah. And by the way, this is a good question by Duck and Cover. How you doing? Great to see you today. By the way, I heard that he's putting out a video soon, so let us know, everybody, and make sure you go watch that. Do sets apply to all comics? Yes, they do. So if you have a VeVe Comics set of like 3, they apply to that too. So you'll see that pop up in your set completion on the app. And of course, more of that will come out as the app develops and how it's displayed. And but they're active now, and you can see. And there was some MCP issues that people were talking about. They sent in like some of their MCP points went down from one day to the next. The team was looking into all that stuff. It should be all working now really well. There was a little bit of an adjustment that happened internally, like, which is how the sets are. It's not so much on the comic sets. It was a little bit of like I believe Omi as well. There was some. So just so you know, the team seems to resolve that issue too. And but if you have any issues with your points, just go to the feedback tab and take some screenshots, send it in. It really does go right to the support team. They see it and it opens up a little ticket for you. And if we get enough of those too, it'll be really elevated and
makes it fast.
It makes it super fast. But do you have this set on, by the way, Corey? This comic set? No,
I don't have that entire set. No, I wish.
Yeah, that would be a good one to have. I have 4 of them, but not all 5. But they're live right here. Here's a little poll question too that we did. So I did a poll question on the VeVe main account. How many comic sets do you have? And you can see that most people have around 1 to 10 right now, which is, so there you go. We'll see how we'll revisit this in a couple weeks, maybe a month from now, and we'll see what the results are. But you can see there's some people have 100 plus.
There's just, prior to this, there was no reason to have all of them. Like, unless you like really loved a comic and so you wanted to have all the variants of it, which I totally can understand because I'm the same way. But now that there's actually a rationale and a reason to grab that set, like I do feel like we'll see that number increase. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I know.
We're on the pool again.
I know mine's increasing. Just day by day, a little bit after the announcement. It's a lot of fun, but we'll revisit that for sure. And then just if you want to check out some of the points, we'll update this article again as well. But if you go to the blog.vv.me and you go to the Master Collector Program earning points, it'll be in the section right here, the MCP section right here. If you go there, if you scroll down, you can see we've updated the daily points for comics, right? These are the daily points you normally get for comics. You can see the 6 points on that SR. And then the duplication, of course, for the uncommon. We already know all that. But here's the comic set points. These are the bonus. So you add it all together, and it's going to be quite the nice thing. So we'll have some more info about that and keep you updated. But on this blog right here, we'll do another post as well with some graphics and have some fun with it just to communicate it pretty good. Nice. But I'm pretty pumped. Let's move on now. We got the challenge feature. This was announced as well. Now, I know, Corey, we're going to be waiting for this to come out, but we have a full blog on it right here with some of the details, and you can go check that out anytime you want. It's right up on our blog. We posted about it as well. But I know that, Corey, we can't talk a ton about it in terms of like exactly what's happening. But, you know, are you able to give us a little bit of insight as to like kind of the kind of like the how do we say the spirit behind this? Because I know it's intended to help people have fun in the app daily.
The spirit behind it is the same spirit that's behind things like the VeVeVerse, our social feed. Like we want this to be more than just a place where the world collects. We want it to be a place where the world can come together and share their fandoms, share their collections, and share in challenges. And so if you play literally any video game in the world, whether you play whatever Clash of Clans on a cell phone, or you play Marvel Rivals, depending on what it is, there's always some sort of activity that drives you to want to go hang out with your friends, do the things, get the rewards. And it just only makes sense that we have something of that nature here. And so this is sort of the first iteration of that. And with all things that we do, we're constantly looking at the feedback. We're constantly looking at how many people are using it, and we'll constantly improve it. But this is the first step, in my opinion, in the right direction, because it needs to be more than just a place where you go to buy things and sell things. It needs to be a place where you can interact with other people that like the same things that you do, or you can share those things. We have some of that built in, but we needed something more like this. So I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I know we got a chance to see some of how it looks internally while the team was building it out. It's really intuitive, you guys. It's a lot of fun, and you can earn points every day, and there's leaderboards. And actually, the one thing that I thought was really cool about this that you guys will really realize, it's coming out on the 28th. So actually, that's coming up very soon. And one thing is it's community driven. So the more people that are actually participating, it actually tiers up the entire community's rewards. It's really cool, you guys. We did a poll question as well, just to see how people were feeling about our recent announcements on X. And it was, which is your favorite, that you had, which is your most excited about. And the challenge one wasn't at the top because people haven't seen it yet. We're going to revisit that poll in another couple of weeks, and we'll see how the challenge feature kicks in compared to comic sets and the Stackr announcements, which we're going to talk about shortly as well. And of course, the other stuff that we have as well. So we'll see how it goes, but it's really quite something. And I think, Corey, people are going to be really excited about it. In the app, I mean, it's just a ton of fun. I remember we were seeing some of the visuals of it. And it kind of triggers a lot of fun stuff, just like you said, with the gaming aspect of thing and really just communication. So make sure you check it out, everybody. There's a full blog right here. You can go into it, secure your spot in the top 250, diversify your actions, track your ranking. You take on the challenge, right, for sure. And like I said, it's all coming out on the 28th to May the 28th. So it's timed as well. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll just can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it. So let's move on, everybody, right here. Special launch announcement. Now, here is the Stackr announcement. Now, if you haven't seen this, Corey, I mean, this is a long time coming as well. I know the teams worked super hard internally. David, you came out with the video. I know you worked on the video. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on with this?
I honestly don't know too much, just from the video edit.
Yeah.
It just looks like the full integrations here. All collectibles are in play, which is, I think, the biggest deal for a lot of people who are really interested in utilizing their OMI in a bigger way. The curiosity was, what IPs will be fair game? And it looks like the answer to that is all of them, that's really good for the digital collecting industry as a whole, beyond just VeVe. Whenever we look at, we're the first to kind of do what we're doing, and we're hoping more people, open up shop and start getting digital collectibles, but us sort of setting that roadway and paving it and getting licensor buy-in of this magnitude is just a huge win for our industry. So I'm really excited to see that coming to fruition. I'm really hoping, it pulls people back that maybe were sitting on the fence waiting for something like that. Because a lot of people came here under the promise of crypto and OMI, and that use case hasn't been there. And so this is the first of hopefully many use cases.
Yeah, 100%. And if you watch, the video right there and get a little insight into it, if you also actually check out David Yu's recent interviews as well, he's talked a bit about it. They're asking some questions about like the integration and his plans on things and the company's plans. It's really fascinating. And of course, our friends over at Stackr, they're doing an amazing job. And if you have questions about it and you really want to get more in depth, make sure you go to the Ecomi X page and talk to our community manager, Foster, who is doing such a great job, communicating all of this to everybody. And on the Stackr X page as well, you can go directly there. They'll answer any questions you have about it. Of course, the blog right here gets into it a bit for sure, but all of our IP is going to be over there, and you can trade with Omi. And there's another more videos coming out. There's some instructional stuff coming out, which is going to be great. And like I said, if you in our community side of things, I know that Foster and Stackr, they're going to be, I believe, with O'Malley on his X page tomorrow, doing a whole breakdown. So make sure you tune into that event. That's going to be like a supported event, of course, by Ecomi and Stackr, and they're going to break it all down and get into it. We're just giving you a little heads up right here that that's happening, and the fact that you can actually go to Stackr World, connect your VeVe account. It's very easy if you want, and just start having some fun with it. I mean, it's just one of those things that has taken a long time because they've had to work so hard on it, and it's finally here. What a crazy week, Corey.
Yeah, it actually has.
Are you guys feeling it in the community?
And it's not going to stop either. It's not going to stop, Aaron. There's some crazy weeks to come. We've got a lot of stuff cooking, and I'm really, really excited for all of it.
Yeah, we're just trying to, obviously, the company's just trying to deliver on some of these things that people have been asking for and talking about. And also, but do it in the right way and do it when it's all capable, when it's all supposed to be done. And you can see all these things are coming out. I know just your team in general. We're going to talk about Star Wars in just a minute too. And if you're just joining us, everybody, we've covered a few things already. We're just getting into some stuff. We just talked about the challenge feature that's coming out on Monday on the 28th. That's amazing as well. And we talked about comic sets, which are already here. This is the Stackr announcement as well. All IP is going to be available there. So you can do what you want in the marketplace there with your Omi and trade with everything that VeVe has to offer. And of course, I did want to mention really quickly about the VeVe verse. We normally announce everything that's been into the VeVe verse, but our development teams have been really busy building this kind of stuff out. So stay tuned for those announcements. We'll get back to those as well. But a few things have been added. I do know that, Corey, this is just a little side thing from the Stackr, but I do believe that the big Galactus city is now in the VeVe-verse.
Nice.
The diorama of that. I mean, this is what I was waiting for, that whole thing. So we'll be also working on that and getting more stuff in the VeVe-verse. Dan was just on with the Builders Hub there with Mainsy, talked all about the VeVe-verse. We talked about that about 15 minutes ago in the live stream too, if you want to check that section out, if you want to go back and listen to that whole interview. So we're just coming out with a ton of stuff right now. And so hopefully you guys are having a lot of fun. Let's move on to the next one. Daredevil or Matt Murdock?
Matt Murdock, classic lawyer. The best blind lawyer you could ever have.
Best blind lawyer you ever have. Yeah, we're just going to cover some of our drops that we came out with. But this is another evolvable one that came out. And, lots of fun, of course, interacts with the diorama. The diorama, Corey, have you guys seen the diorama for it? It's so cool, like the little interaction.
The thing with the dioramas, I don't know if you all have noticed this, but the street level hero dioramas, so that would be Punisher and this diorama, actually connect to one another. So, and by that I mean whenever you put them together, it creates a larger scene.
Yeah, and
so that was like a core concept for the production team as they were sort of brainstorming and creating on what they're going to be doing, like bigger picture.
Yeah.
And so the interlocking dioramas creating a larger scene featuring characters related to, I think is a really, really slick feature. It looks really nice too. If you side by side those, if we find time here in the next week or two, we'll grab all those assets in Unity and smush them together so you all can see what that looks like if you don't have them, but it looks really, really good.
Yeah, click all together. It's part of a bigger idea, and it's really cool, you guys. Really awesome collectible right there. We did a little poll question. We're just wanting to get your guys' feedback. Shadow of the Daredevil came in as the most beloved so far, which of course is the secret rare right there with only 400 editions. So have some fun with that one. And the show, of course. I mean, there's a big Daredevil push right now. If you wanted to go and pick up a couple of them, they're still available right there for you as well. Like Evolvables, they're always open for a year, and then we'll see what happens when we come back. Like the Punisher was the first one, right? You know, the Punisher and the Daredevil are so close together, and of course today's that anniversary of the Punisher comic, which is kind of fun. But when we get to that year mark, and then you know, with that evolvable crafting closes off, it's gonna be really fascinating to see, like, you know, what people's collections look like by that point. And with all of these evolvables, right? So, so check that out, everybody. That's a lot of fun. Now, this is another one we want to talk about really quickly right here. I absolutely love these guys from Cool Rain right here. This is so cool. And if you guys haven't, if you guys haven't seen the AR video that that we got put together by Mr. Falcon, we tweeted that out. It's the best. It's the absolute best.
Yeah, these are fun. There's a whole bunch of them too. Like we got some of the, you know, the artist picks, you know, which ones they want to select and release. But there's an entire product line of these pop balls. So if this is something you're all super digging, definitely shout that out on socials and everywhere else, because there's a plethora of these in existence.
Oh yeah, they're super fun. People are having a ton of fun with them right now, and big shout out as well. I mean, like, to the artist, that was super cool to have. And, you know, we'll see. I mean, the artist right here is actually really quite famous. Like, you know, you guys, like, tons of work with, like, I believe Nike and other big brands. Like, this is so cool. And, you know, I really do think that when you made that point about the Stackr aspect of things and connecting that side of, like, you know, in terms of like IP being available in that way, as opposed to on the app as well, and how, like, you know, these other communities, there's new ways for them to kind of, you know, interact and like add stuff to their collection using Omi, and, you know, and of course other ways as well. But I think that's a really interesting kind of like dynamic that's going to start developing here now that the Stackr thing is actually happening very shortly. So we'll see how all this goes, because there's a lot of people who are big fans of this artist and the other artists that we have. And I know we have one today that we're going to talk about very shortly here, Corey, that you interviewed for our artwork with a phygital aspect. Which is amazing. That's coming up very shortly, everybody. Stay tuned for that. But very cool with this one as well. So well, keep us informed on how you're feeling about that. Today, we also had, of course, the Thunderbolts #1 comic, and you can see, like, you can see the Winter Soldier, that ultra rare there with that packaging. You know, we have a bunch of those on the app. Very cool comic as well with the Winter Soldier.
I wish anytime that was an applicable variant that exists, we would by default get that. I've maybe said that in a whole bunch of meetings too. Like, because for me, that's like the point, right? Like if I am into an artist, I collect all of that artist's work. If that artist has version variants, then I want all the version variants. If there's a toy variant, I want all the toy variants.
Yeah.
Like the lightsaber, you know, I think you can see it down here. It's like Emperor Palpatine right there, and there's his lightsaber. There's a whole series of those spread out across. So I have every single one of those covers from a whole bunch of different comic series, because they created a united theme. Like, anytime you can unite a theme, like, please, like, make that available so we can sell that, because I want to buy it, because now we can display the stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I put them all together. I mean, that toy packaging one really kind of like hits me in a certain way because of my you know, toy collecting background that I love so much. So very cool. I love that one. And the movie's actually coming out very soon too, which is really cool. Right. Oh, by the way, we'll talk Star Wars in a second. Are you gonna go see the Revenge of the Sith? Because it's coming back to theaters like in a couple days, I believe.
I took like a week of leave. Yeah, and I saw the Minecraft movie, but it takes me an hour and about 10 minutes to drive to the nearest movie theater.
Oh yeah, so you really got to do it.
It's a pretty big commitment for me
to make the drive. That's awesome for sure. Well, let's move on right here. Of course, we had Captain America #333 with the first appearance, of course, of the U.S. agent, right? So this is really cool as Captain America. This is really cool. I love this cover. I had to go for it. It's one of those iconic cover arts that everyone knows. If you're a comic collector and you love like famous covers, this is one of those covers that kind of stands out. There's lots of them that are, you know, key issues, you know, and kind of that sort of that. I believe this isn't bronze. It's more Copper Age comic, right, from like the 80s. I believe. So I can't remember the exact time frame. I think it's like 88, 89 or so, 87, I think. So it's a very cool comic and a really iconic thing. Did you grab? I grabbed one of these. I had to grab a common on this one for sure. I really wanted that ultra rare though, but I wasn't lucky enough.
I need to go grab one. I do like that common a lot.
Yeah, super cool. It's a really cool transition in the story too, but you can see everything is like driving towards what they're doing in some ways in the films and the shows and the movies, and you're getting it right here on VeVe, which is really cool. I used to always say, you know, like sometimes these drops that Marvel releases with us, because these are Marvel comics on VeVe, you can sometimes get a hint of potentially what could happen. You can speculate about the storylines in the movies, the shows. It's actually really fascinating, and I love it. I'm all for Marvel speculation.
And then Aaron got in big trouble for speculating about Marvel.
Yeah, that's right. I started talking about this, that, and the other. Who's coming to the movie? They don't tell us who's coming to the movies, you guys. That's for sure. Check it out. So now, also, this is also really cool too. So you guys will see very shortly some more communication about the Blackpink set rewards, the special airdrop that we announced. That's all coming out. I just want to show you the set completion graphic here with all the variants right there. Of course, we did have the special edition, the diamond ones. So stay tuned very shortly today for more of another announcement about that special set completion aspect of the Blackpink series. And really cool. It's gonna be really, really cool to see how many people actually completed those sets, get those airdrops that we're talking about. And so stay tuned. I just wanted to show this really quickly because this happened a couple weeks ago. We covered it. And but that announcement is going to come out. It's a reminder to everybody that if you wanted to go and snag a couple of these to get that airdrop, you'll get the full information coming up very shortly. I got the animated of all the girls. I couldn't help it. Like they're so cool. They're just like, dancing around with that.
I like Jenny's hat. It's my favorite. It's my favorite collectible in the set.
Do you have one of those hats yourself?
I'm gonna go get one. I have to. No choice.
And you have to drive an hour and a half for it.
I'm coming out of winter now, though, so I'll have to wait till next year.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. If, by the way, a little shout out to Miss Gecko, who has been and a lot of people have been doing it, and they've done some amazing stuff. You saw actually one of the entries in the VeVe feed contest had Blackpink on the stage with the stormtroopers in front. But check out her Twitter feed with some of those amazing videos with Blackpink and everything, and they're all animated. They're absolutely some of the most amazing things you've ever seen. It's so fun and cool, and we really love people having fun with it. So there you go, everybody. Stay tuned for that announcement. That's going to be coming up soon. Now, I wanted to also mention before we get to some other big stuff, Corey, here, that the X-Men #2 comic just burned after 30 days.
I remember us talking about this comic releasing.
Yeah.
And now it's gone. It's been burned to a crisp.
That's right. The remaining supply from the store, which wasn't a ton actually, was actually burned. There was a decent amount, but that ultra rare is still calling my name right there. I mean, I picked up this comic myself, but this is the second appearance ever of the X-Men, right? And
the Vanisher has vanished. You're done for. You have to go to the market now.
The comic vanished. Well, yeah, that was nice, Corey. That was nice.
I know. Dad joke. I got it.
It's like you knew. It's like you knew already. But yeah, I mean, this comic burned recently. So, and like I said, all of the Marvel comics that come out in store for 30 days only. And we've been announcing a day or on the same day of, a few hours before. So you just look at your calendar and you can predict if you want for sure. The next one that actually was also burned as well, just before that was, the Daredevil 227. This comic was also right around that time. It's a few days before this one burned. This is the Kingpin is Mayor, which is another guy. Look at the exclusive art on that as well. The ultra rares on these are just, and the rares are just, what do you call it? Chef's kiss. You love it. Yeah. So that one also burned. Now the next one coming up right here, guys, is Daredevil #232. This one is actually going to be burning as well. There'll be an announcement, I believe, tomorrow or the next day. So stay tuned for that announcement. This comic is next up. With any remaining supply in the store, it will be burned. So stay tuned. We'll keep announcing everybody, but their last chances for you to pick it up in the shop and potentially go for some of that stuff right there for sure. So stay tuned on that. Now I wanted to talk about this, Corey.
Yeah, for sure.
This is absolutely amazing, and the first time we think we've ever done this, but
done
with the Fidgetal and all of that in a Marvel artwork. We may have done it once
Dynamite.
before, but yeah. Oh, sorry, for Dynamite. Yeah, exactly. Set it up, Corey. Let's talk about this because I know this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we have the Jay Lee. This is a Fidgetal release, silent auction. I was lucky enough to get to talk to him, so we'll have a full interview that'll be releasing right after this live stream that you all can check out. Jay is one of David's top 5 favorite artists. So he was really excited to get that interview going. Dynamite's been very gracious in terms of providing their artists to allow us to do interviews and get some promotional spots. So we did release that one promo, where he's talking about VeVe, and in the interview, he kind of just talks about his artist evolution, where he came from, how he's got to where he is. We talk a little bit about digital collecting. I'm always interested whenever I'm talking to these higher level artists, what they think of this space. Yeah. And most of them are really excited about the concept of being able to get in front of a huge audience. That can be a tricky thing a lot of times, due to the relationship, unless it's a creator owned work where they own that work outright. They're kind of at not the whims, but they have to go through some sort of checks and balances if they want to try to release those proofs. Yeah. But yeah, I grabbed some clips of us chatting. So just in case you missed the promo, I'll throw the promo up in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Jay Lee. I've been a comic book artist for 35 years, and I'm very pleased to announce my upcoming one-of-one digital artist proof on VeVe. Releasing as a silent auction, my Vampirella Holiday Special 2024 #1 one-of-one artist proof will soon be available on VeVe. This was a very challenging cover to do. My inspiration for the piece was a classic Norman Rockwell image that would evoke memories of Christmas, but with blood-sucking vampires. Hopefully I created a holiday classic. Head to VeVe.me and join their global community of collectors.
Such a gracious, Jay's such a gracious guy, such a great interview, super fun to talk to. We had some interesting connections. If you go to Jay's artist page, which that video will release, the full interview will release right after this live stream. Yeah. But if you go to this artist page, you'll see a picture of him with a pug sitting on a pillow on top of his head. And his pug's name is Thor.
Well, there you go. I know that name.
And his colorist is June. That's his partner, his wife. And so I have a pug named June and a son named Thor. And so we have this like weird connection. So whenever we started the interview, we were kind of like cutting it up about that. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. Let's give you guys a little tease of a bit of the interview. And this, he's sort of talking about his evolution as an artist, because you got to keep in mind, he got his start in the early 90s, straight out of high school. And he's really known, especially his early work, as using negative space, so darks versus lights. So he talks about some of his inspirations, because I was curious, as a fan of his, why, came out of high school, like, why did you pick that style? Was it just something you were good at? Were you inspired by something? And he kind of answers that question right here.
And your work initially, it really used negative space, lights and darks. What drew you to that? Like, why did you lean into that? Is it just you saw something that influenced that, or that just artistically worked for you?
My biggest influences back then were Simon Bisley and Bill Sienkiewicz, and those guys are true masters. So I was, basically just stealing from their expertise. And in fact, every time I see Simon Bisley or Bill Sienkiewicz, I profusely apologize for swiping them. I once showed Simon Bisley a picture of Chapel I did for Youngblood Strike File. And I said, "Does this look familiar?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think I saw that ad when it came out." I said, "No, it's because I directly traced your drawing of Lobo."
Oh man, Bill has a beautiful Return of the Jedi #1 exclusive cover. We released Return of the Jedi #1, and 4 of the variant covers were exclusive to VeVe variants, and he did one of them, and it is just the most. You should check that out.
Oh,
If
wow.
you haven't looked at VeVe at all, like we have so many VeVe exclusive variant covers for even like Silver Age comics.
Yeah, and so we kind of just cut it up. Anytime I'm doing these artist interviews, we usually talk a bit about VeVe in general. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of them are really interested in this space. At this point, the word's out. So most of the artists I sit down with are very aware of what VeVe is, but maybe aren't entirely aware of all the different product offerings we have. Because, you know, we have augmented reality, we've got a metaverse space, we've got stamps, statues, comics, collectibles, fine art. I mean, we've even got Lego sculptures from like Nathan Sawaya. And so it's good for us to have those conversations because it opens up the opportunity if they have, you know, creator owned projects they're working on, you know, potentially we could get them into the platform, you know, outside of whatever licenser they're working with and just have them individually on there. So it's been really, really good. And I don't know, we have one more clip. I don't know if you want to save that for the end, but I have a blooper reel.
Yeah,
and
let's
our
save it.
outro.
Let's
Okay.
save it for the end because, like you said, this whole interview is going to be up on our YouTube channel live as soon as we're done here. And I really want all of you guys to go click and watch the whole thing. It is an awesome interview. I mean, we're super honored to have Jay Lee, like you said, and to have that digital aspect. I know actually in the chat, thanks so much, Slammy and everybody, because Mumbots, there was an artwork with a physical too as well. So this is the first of the Dynamite ones we have as well. So thanks for that. So anytime you have that, it's very special. Corey, it's such a good interview. You guys had a lot of fun. I know it must have been really cool for you to sit down and like talk to him too, right? Because, you know,
Yeah,
you get a chance to talk to these legends. I mean, it's amazing, right?
It's the best part of my job, really, when it comes down to it. I've always loved this space. I've always loved collecting, and as a creator, I'm always very excited to talk to other creators about their process and the way they thought and how they got to where they were. I think one of my favorite interviews was Addie Granoff's interview that we have as Meet the Artist. And we talk about Addie in this interview a little bit. But yeah, it's a great privilege to be able to do that. I hope you all watching get some value out of those. But we definitely want to have more of that. We want more people talking about VeVe and sort of we can talk about how cool we are all we want, but when other people start talking about how cool we are, then we're actually kind of cool. And so that's really my goal whenever I'm having these conversations.
Yeah, absolutely awesome, right? So stay tuned for that. We're going to hit on that with some bloopers at the end here coming up. And we have a couple more things to cover. And Star Wars is coming up, everybody. Don't you worry, Inform. I know what you're waiting for, but we want to cover this stuff too. Let's go on to this really quickly right here, and we'll jump back to that. We also have coming up as well. This is a great drop, the Hands In Factory. And this one is also full of all sorts of amazing stuff. You can check out the whole blog. This is coming up. I mean, again, just the level of like, this is the set completion, of course, right here, but just the level of like, you know, how this drop is all set up for everybody, and how we have that aspect of everything in here with, like, you know, the special editions and the different, you know, variants as well. I mean, the digital aspect of what we're doing at VeVe is really incredible as well. So this one's coming up, and the full blog article is right here. Of course, you can go Hands In Factory. Kahalo, it's another digital drop. So, you know, you wanted digitals, everybody. You're getting them, which is super cool. And this one's coming up, I believe, on Sunday right here. So, you know, right before the start of the next week. And, you know, I mean, what are you going to do? Signed, look at this, limited edition canvas print signed by the artist as well. Again, super cool to put on. I'd like to put that on my wall right there. It has a really cool vibe that I know. Are you a surfer, Corey, a little bit?
Whenever I lived in San Diego and in Monterey, California for like about 10 years total between my military time, my wife's military time. And so I dabbled, but I wouldn't call myself, you know, a competent surfer.
You got out there, eh?
I can climb on a board.
You can climb on it, yeah. But the closest I get to a board is if I go surfing out here on the west coast of Canada, I'll be tossed. But there is a really famous surfing town called Tofino, which is a decent waves for me, but it's kind of world famous because it has really great waves. It's straight from the Pacific. You know, if you look out the beach, you're looking at Japan basically. So it gets a ton of waves and it's like this beautiful sand. So yeah. So anyway, this is really cool. This is coming up. You can check out the whole blog article. We announced the whole thing. We got, just really just fantastic. If you look at them closely, they're so cool, right? With the rare right here and the limited in edition, which is really cool as well. I mean, the secret rares only got 222 of them right here, which is awesome. And then, of course, I mean, look at this. Something clean about this, like the monochrome one. I just love this. And then, of course, the digital dropper here. Collectors who secure the Kohala version monochrome common special edition on the drop from the blind box in the VeVe store will be eligible to receive one of 25 signed canvas prints by the Korean artist Uptempo from Hands in Factory. So very special, very limited. It's got to be from the store. So make sure you check that out, and we'll see how that goes this weekend. So we got those 2 really fun drops coming up, which is great.
It's good stuff. It's not easy to secure that, especially whenever, these are like VeVe Korea drops. So a lot of these are hard to access artists. So I really like the physical component of it because you'd have a hard time, snagging some of these physicals. You'd be scouring eBay and just kind of at the whims of sellers globally.
Well, and again, each of these artists that, VeVe is working with has a big following. Like they're really, really cool in their area. So it's really, you can see the outreach here and what they're trying to do and trying to work with people outside of the community and try to bring some new IP and some new interesting stuff to the app. I think it's really amazing, right? So we do have a reveal right before we talk Star Wars. We have a new comic that's coming out next week. And then we'll finish the live stream with some Star Wars talk. And then the blooper reel from Corey's awesome interview, which is super funny. I can't wait for that one. But check this out, everybody. We got Avengers 43, which is announcing later today. And this is a classic comic from the Silver Age with the first appearance of the Red Guardian, who I'm really loving as a character. Yeah. The actor who plays him is super funny. I just watched Gran Turismo, the movie with the video game, and he was in that. And of course, I love them in Stranger Things. And I can't remember the name of the actor off the top of my head right now, but he's super funny. And this is the Red Guardian. Look at that ultra rare. And I
love it. It's really, really clean. It's really, really nice.
So cool, right?
It's a smart use of color is what that is. That's why that's so striking. It's really, really good.
Well, it's such a classic cover because I always remember this, when you had say the Guardians of the Galaxy, as cool as they are in the comics, nobody really knew who they were. And all it took for them to do some really cool stuff is to come out with some really cool movie stuff. And people started to know who this character is. There's the Red Guardian. This comic IRL, I mean, all these kind of things around Thunderbolts and everything are really people are really kind of curiously, looking at these. So this is one I haven't read before. How could I have if I had the physical? I mean, it's the Silver Age. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one when it drops. It's going to drop next week. So the post will come out very shortly and you guys will see that. But I just wanted to reveal that for you today. So very cool. 30 days only as well, everybody. And that ultra rare is pretty amazing. Now, Corey, let's get into this.
Your favorite. I know you're excited about this one too.
Oh, I'm absolutely pumped. Now,
what else on this page before I talk about anything?
Let me just set this up for you. Because I know I just know that we'll have announcements coming out very soon. I know you guys are working. I just wanted to ask you about it. We're working super hard. This is the blog that we released as a teaser, just with not all the information, details, edition sizes, or whatever of anything yet. And we're not going to reveal that stuff to you today. We want you to be surprised and we want you to see it as, but I am going to ask Corey some questions and, he's going to answer as best he can. But check it out. VeVe celebrating the Star Wars this May with multiple digital collectible drops starting May the 4th, which is right around the corner. I'm getting all pumped up. I'm going to go to that Revenge of the Sith show. I'm watching the Andor show. I'm getting all pumped up. And Star Wars Day, May the 4th, fans across the world united to celebrate the saga that changed the cinema forever. This year, VeVe is taking Star Wars digital collecting to the next level. And I'm going to ask you about that, Corey. Just give me a sec, right? Like never before. Get ready for a full month of Star Wars digital collectibles and comics, legendary characters, iconic vehicles, unforgettable moments across the galaxy's rich history. It begins on the 4th, which is Star Wars Day. We got troopers, right here, elite troopers. We have helmets right here with a cross-section helmet. It says right here, I'm just reading off the blog. Okay, so don't worry, Corey. I'm not going to get in trouble. Din Grogu, Warriors of Mandalore, and dioramas. We got Pod Racers, it says right here. We have a Mandalorian 1 digital comic with framed collectible and more. And this all starts May the 4th. Now, Corey, what can you tell us about the marketing behind this, what your team's working on? Any tidbits, please?
For sure. I will say from a production standpoint, from the teams that made this, these are these are the most detailed digital collectibles I think we've ever released. The amount of research that went into creating these, conceptualizing them, and basically doing as close to screen accurate as our memory will allow. And by memory, I mean, we're not busting the app because we've put an asset on the app that's too gigantic for it to load.
Yeah.
These are the most highly detailed collectibles I think you'll ever see up to this point from Star Wars. Some of the highlights, can you scroll down just so I'm
Yeah. Let me just scroll down a little bit right here to what's coming. Here's the section right here of all four that they've announced, or 5 or 6 or whatever.
I think the one thing that I feel okay teasing would be that cross-section Stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah.
That for us is sort of probably the highlight release amongst the whole thing. What makes it important is we're writing history. We're really writing history with all of these. None of these collectibles have ever been released in premium digital format, officially licensed from Lucasfilm. It's the first time in the world it's ever happened, and it'll never happen again for the first time ever. And so our advertisements, all of the things that we're doing to reach out to new people reflect that. There's a large campaign behind the scenes pushing for this. We'll have a beautiful website that my team worked really hard to put together, full of some amazing visuals. But that cross-section helmet specifically is the first completely realistic, movie accurate. It's not even movie accurate because there's never been an interior display of a Stormtrooper helmet that's been approved by Lucasfilm.
Right.
And so our crosscut helmet, and specifically that one, will be sort of the example that the world will be able to use. Like you, Aaron, you're in the 501st Legion. Right. As you guys build, you have to meet certain specifications to get into the Legion, right? Like your armor, whatever it is you're choosing to be, needs to be an exact way. Yeah. This helmet will be the standard in which people will use to understand what the interior of that helmet should look like. And so I'm really, really excited for that one. Obviously, I'm a man. Look behind me. Like, I'm a big Mando fan. I mean, that comic right there is Mandalorian #1, right?
You love it. Yeah.
And much like the Return of the Jedi #1, with this one, you're getting 4 really epic, exclusive to VeVe only variants for it. And another compliment, with Return of the Jedi #1, you just got a framed comic.
Yeah. You
got it for free. For this one, you get a framed comic also for free, but this is way better. Like it's just like, wait till you see the frame. Like it's going to blow your mind. But we'll talk about this probably more in the next live. I bet in the next live stream.
The next live, I think we'll just break it all down. We'll probably just do almost only Star Wars. There'll be other stuff too that's super exciting that is not Star Wars related in May, but just touch on that really quickly before we go, Corey, because I know we're not going to get into like exactly what's happening. We really want people to be surprised and delighted and just like astounded by like what we're going to show. And it's all coming out very soon. So the thing about the marketing aspect of it, and so you mentioned a website, I know you don't want to talk too much about it, but how worth it, like, normally how we release and blog and social posts and posts and all that stuff, and sometimes videos, which are great. This is totally like another level in regards to what your team is working on. Can you hint on that a little bit?
This is a highly, a more interactive website display that gives you the entire product line for the entire month, all in one place. We tried to replicate more of the design elements that StarWars.com uses. So a new person coming to the platform, that hits an ad, will click that ad, hit that page, and it'll feel like they're home. Because that's the point. It's literally the point of what we do as a content team and really as a digital collectible company is we're not just selling things, we're trying to sell experiences. And so that's how I look at things like a website. It needs to be more than just a bunch of static images that have some metadata information listed underneath it. It needs to be visually rich. It needs to be fun to scroll. Like you need to be finding like pertinent historical information. And so it's really solid. I'm really excited for it to all go out. Still an approval process.
Right.
But it's going to be good stuff.
Oh, absolutely awesome. This is great, everybody. That's all we can tell you. Unfortunately, now we want.
Yeah, I might be in trouble already. I don't know.
No, I think it's all the stuff you covered.
I can't get in trouble anymore.
You're good. Just release it now. No, we have to wait. But it's all going to be amazing, you guys, coming up, and just enjoy it, have some fun, and when it happens. And, if you're a Star Wars fan, go see the movies, go do all the stuff that's coming out. The Star Wars celebration, that happened, just a week or so ago on socials. Everybody was like enjoying all of that with content. And, we won't stop in just May. So you'll have to see what else we got. But you guys, it's absolutely amazing. But I can't wait for it. So thanks for Corey for giving a little insight in there. Well, next week we'll break it all down big time. And I think we'll let everybody see it first and see what you guys all do with it. And there is the one thing, I know that the new user thing is a really big deal too. Like new Star Wars fans who don't know VeVe, that's going to be really cool what you guys were working on with that kind of aspect of it, which I think people will really love, along with, the affiliate program, which is also really kind of interesting as well, and how that all goes together for all future stuff about what you guys do. Your team is just, I can't tell everybody how hard Corey's team's working right now on this stuff. And I think you guys are really going to love it. So let's leave it at that for now. And we got to get going here pretty quick. Now, we did have some your interview that's coming up with Jay Lee that it's gonna go live on YouTube right now. If you guys want to go to our YouTube page, you're on our YouTube page watching us, but if you want to go to the video, we're going to put it live right after this. And I know you had some funny moments you might want to share, but big shout out to everybody for coming out today. Thank you so much to our mods.
Thank you.
And, make sure you have fun. Make sure you're going around to everybody, all our content creators in the community are doing such great work. Make sure you're supporting them, going around, saying hi to them, sharing their spaces, having fun. And remember, the collecting community digitally is growing. If you're on other platforms, make sure you celebrate them as well. We're all about the whole space moving together. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's happening across all different platforms right now that is really exciting for the digital collecting community, which is what we're in. And we just want to all grow together. So make sure you guys are supporting the whole movement, because that's why we're here. It's super fun. And we love your feedback.
Absolutely.
You got anything you want to say before you hit this up there, Corey?
No, just tease this out. So we're going to close the video out, and I'm going to give you the end of the interview video with some final words from Jay as to why he thinks you should be interested in this one-for-one artwork, a little from the heart to all of you watching talk. And then we threw a little blooper reel at the end just to show that we're humans doing human jobs and that we are fallible. But we appreciate all of you coming by, chatting with us. We ran a little bit over, so we didn't get to as many comments, but we will do better in the future. Until the next one, happy collecting, everyone.
Just know that in this world of AI created art, this kind of art is just drawn traditionally. It comes from the heart. It's the purest manifestation of what I can do, put down on paper for you to enjoy.
I wish I could afford to go for it myself, Jay. For all of you watching, be sure to download the mobile app available on both Android and Apple. You can go to VeVe.me. And again, it'll be a silent auction. So whenever it goes up, there'll be basically a time period in which everyone can bid, and whoever wins will have that delivered straight to their vaults. Thank you again, Jay, for taking the time to come and talk with us. And for all of you watching at home, happy collecting. We've got Batman Black and White, number 52. Dang it, 57.
Wait, this is where the editing comes in. I
was
supposed
of course.
to read something,
No,
right?
you're absolutely. No. You don't have anything. You don't have anything to read at all. I was gonna be really hammy and talk about our dogs, but I'm just gonna skip that for to be a little more concise.
It's just that easy. Now we're done.
Oh.
I saved you the trouble of having to go to camera there.
Well, thank you so much,
Of
Corey. I
course.
appreciate it.